Retirement is not about adding more to your life. It is about choosing what truly matters now. Most people enter retirement thinking they need new hobbies, new goals, or even more money. But the truth is, the happiest retirees focus on fewer things, not more. And if you get this wrong, retirement can quietly become confusing, empty, or even disappointing. After years of observing real retirees, 5 priorities consistently rise above everything else. Some people watching this are still unsure if they are ready to retire at all. You might be asking yourself whether you have enough money or enough time left. Others already know they are ready and just want to make the most of their freedom. No matter which group you are in, these 5 focus areas will shape your entire experience. Let's start with the first one, because it affects both your wallet and your daily life. The first thing you should focus on after retirement is simplifying your living situation. A couple I worked with had a large family home they no longer needed. It once made perfect sense when raising 4 children under one roof, but now most rooms sat unused, quietly collecting dust and maintenance costs. They were spending nearly $15,000 a year just on upkeep and utilities. Eventually, they sold the house and moved into a smaller, more efficient condo. That single decision freed up over $200,000 in equity and reduced stress immediately. But more importantly, they stopped managing a house and started enjoying their lives again. The insight here is simple but powerful. Space that once served your old life may burden your new one. The second thing you should focus on is protecting your financial independence. This often means making difficult decisions, especially when it involves family. One couple delayed retirement by 3 years to financially support their adult daughter. They helped her buy a home, which felt generous and responsible at the time, but those 3 years were taken from the healthiest and most active part of their retirement. Their daughter had decades to recover financially, but they could never get that time back. Here is the hard truth. There are loans for homes, cars, and education, but there are no loans available for your retirement years. Supporting your children should never come at the cost of your own security, because once your time is gone, it is the only thing you cannot rebuild. And the next focus might surprise you, because it is not about money at all. The third thing you should focus on after retirement is how you actually spend your time. Because one of the biggest surprises retirees face is not financial. It is structural. For decades, your life had built-in routines, deadlines, and expectations guiding every day. Then suddenly, all of that disappears almost overnight. One retiree described it as going from a clear path to complete open space. At first, it feels like freedom, but soon it can feel overwhelming or even empty. He said after 3 months, he felt like a leaf blowing in the wind. No schedule, no urgency, and no clear reason to get up early. That is when many retirees begin to feel restless without understanding why. The solution is not to go back to work, but to design your own structure intentionally. The happiest retirees build routines around energy, not obligation. They choose activities that give them purpose instead of draining their time. The insight here is that freedom without structure does not feel like freedom for long. Now, before we move to the fourth one, ask yourself this question honestly. If no one told you what to do tomorrow, would you feel excited or lost? Let me know in the comments, because your answer reveals more than you think. The fourth thing you should focus on is your relationships. And this one catches people off guard. Many retirees assume their social life will stay exactly the same after leaving work. But what actually happens is much quieter and more subtle. Work friendships often fade, not because of conflict, but because of distance and routine changes. One client realized most of his friendships were built on proximity, not deep connection. After retirement, those daily interactions disappeared almost completely. He went from constant conversation to long, quiet days without realizing it. This is where many retirees begin to feel unexpected loneliness, not because they are alone, but because their relationships were never rebuilt. The key is not to chase old connections, but to intentionally build new ones. Find people who share your current lifestyle, not your past routine. And if this is hitting close to home, take a moment to like this video, because the next focus might be the most important shift of all. It is the one that defines who you become after retirement. The fifth and final thing you should focus on after retirement is your identity. And this is where everything becomes deeper, more personal, and sometimes uncomfortable. Because for most of your life, your identity was tied to what you did. Your job title shaped how others saw you and how you saw yourself. One retired surgeon shared something that stuck with me for a long time. He said, "I used to be Dr. Miller, but now I am just Michael." And in that simple sentence, you can feel the loss of identity. He was financially ready for retirement, but emotionally, he felt disconnected. So he tried to recreate his old role through volunteering and staying busy. But something still felt missing, because he was holding on to who he used to be. The breakthrough came when he stopped trying to be his past identity. Instead, he started exploring new roles that had nothing to do with his career. He became a mentor, a hobbyist, and, most importantly, a present grandfather. And for the first time, he felt fully aligned with his new life. The insight is this: your job was never who you were. It was just what you did. And retirement is your chance to finally discover who you are without it. Now, here is a simple framework to help you apply everything we just discussed. Ask yourself 3 powerful questions before making any major decision. First, does this still serve the life I am living now, or the life I already left behind? Second, what is this truly costing me, not just in money, but in time and energy? And third, if I let this go, what new possibilities would open up for me? You can even test decisions by living as if the change has already happened. Try it for 60 or 90 days and notice what you actually miss. Most people are surprised by how freeing simplicity feels once they experience it. Because retirement is not about removing meaning. It is about refining it. The happiest retirees are not the ones who have the most. They are the ones who understand what is truly worth keeping. Every possession, obligation, and habit either supports your life or quietly drains it. And in retirement, your time, energy, and attention become your most valuable assets. So the real question is not what should you add to your retirement. The real question is what no longer belongs in it. Because in the end, it is not about what you own. It is about what owns your time, your focus, and your life.